Hi everyone, this is Kathya. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have been missing in action and there's a good reason. For the month of August and mostly all of September, I suffered a nasty chest cold and I also had a bit of bronchitis, so I was unable to record videos and speak. So I'm now back in action and I hope you enjoy this video. So last year, I decided that I wanted to have a huge candy cane on a card. And I shot this video a couple years ago, but I never uploaded it because I really wasn't happy with the outcome. But most of us crafters like to see when other people make mistakes, and this is genuinely one that I felt like I made some mistakes that I could have avoided. So what I did was I hand drew the candy cane that you see here in pencil on some cardstock, and I did it really lightly because I wanted to go over it with Copic markers and I didn't want to have the line showing. So I wound up taking, and this candy cane, by the way, is pretty large. It is probably almost half the size of my hand. And I just wanted something bold on the cover of my card. So I thought, okay, candy canes are fairly simple to draw, but I wanted to make it more three-dimensional. So I wound up creating this candy cane with the intention of having it be the center of attention on the front of my card. And all I'm really doing basically is taking different shades of red, and to be honest with you, I know some of them are blurred out by the lights of the lighting above my desk, but these are Spectrum Noir color markers, the alcohol markers, and I did them in all shades of the DR line, so I think that stands for dark red. And I just started with my lightest color and then came in from the sides with a flicking motion upwards so that I could create some depth and dimension to the red parts of the candy cane. And this part I was really liking. I thought, okay, this is really pretty and I like the shading and I like how this is all coming together. And then you'll see here in a bit that I start going with some really, really light grays to bring in the rest of the white to make the white look dimensional. So you can see here I started with IG1, and I don't know if that stands for ice gray or something like that. I don't know what the color name is, but IG1. And then this is the part where I made a mistake that I didn't like, and it just goes from, my opinion, from bad to worse. So I didn't like how the candy cane looked like it was just sort of free floating on the card, which I trimmed down to a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card, by the way, at the end anyway. And I do not cut that. I do not show that cutting piece on camera. But here's where I start going a little wonky, and now I'm just like, okay, I do not like this. The more I went around this candy cane, the more I was like, okay, I don't like this. What if I add a little bit of blue? So then I add the blue, and I'm like, oh no, I don't like this even more. So I kept going with this, and you can watch the coloring or you can speed it up towards the end. But I decided that since I had worked this hard and this long on coloring the candy cane, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make this work however I make this work. So I decided to take a black pen liner, an alcohol pen liner with a fine tip, and I actually just outlined the entire candy cane with that in black, and you'll see that here in a minute. And I thought maybe that's going to help kind of turn this card around. So here I am going over with that black liner, and I don't know if, I think that's a Copic friendly marker so that the rest of the coloring would not bleed. So I did that, and I was like, okay, I like this, but now I've messed up in a couple of spots, so my intention was maybe I can just hide this card behind some vellum, and so that's what I wound up doing with this particular card, and I think it turned out okay, but I'll let you guys be the judge towards the end. So I just wanted to show this because even if you want something simple and basic, candy canes aren't really that hard to draw, and you can make something really simple, a very simple project, by enhancing the color to give it that 3D look. So in addition to that, I went over all the red parts to make them look like they were darker, and then I thought, okay, what if I did some little white gel pen? So I did that on the top where it would look like it had the most shine, and I was okay with that, but I really, really hated the blue and the gray background. So I was going to fix that. So I used a red card base, and it's just a top folding card and A2 size folded card. So I folded that and I put that on top, and I was like, still don't love that. And then I decided to do the vellum piece on the top. So here I am just hand writing the word Mary. So intention was to have the word Mary written. And I thought, well, the grid lines on the regular standard paper help me do the Mary and get all the letters in somewhat of a uniform fashion. So then I used the word Mary, and then I put a piece of vellum on top of that, and then just actually took a gel, not a gel pen, but a Ranger Versamark pen, one of those heat embossing pens, and I scribbled the word, I wrote the word Mary, and then I put some embossing powder, and I believe that is the Ranger Platinum color, and I melted that on top of the vellum, and I was liking this so far. And then I decided to stamp the word Christmas right over the word Mary, and you'll see that here in a second. And I forgot to get that on camera, but here's the word Christmas, and I believe I did this in black ink with clear embossing powder. And then I missed a spot of one of the letters, so I just went over that with a marker, and that seemed to do the trick. So once this was all said and done, I put this on top of the card, and I thought, well, you know what, I really like that. It kind of mutes out that mistake around the edge of the candy cane and kind of softens it a little bit, so it's not quite so in your face looking, basically. I love the whole look of that. And I think what I might do if I do this card again is redo this video, make the candy cane a little bit smaller, and shoot that, and then not have any of the white, the gray and the blue outline around the candy cane. Hopefully that'll make sense and help. And then all I did on this one to get that vellum to stay in place was to go around parts of the word Mary and inconspicuously hide my adhesive with that glue pen. And I knew that the glue pen would only adhere to the center of the card with the word Mary, and I didn't want the edges of my card on the top and the bottom to lift. So I decided to take a glue pen and put little drops inconspicuously in areas that I knew I was going to put some sequins. So that's what I'm doing here. So I pressed those down, and I could see the glue underneath or on top of the vellum as to where I was going to put those sequins. So I just took some multimedia matte and adhered them to the sequins that I was looking to hide those glue pieces, and I think that worked out just like a charm. So this pretty much is the final card. I'd really like to know what you think. Is this something you would ever do? Draw your own candy cane or something simple and give it dimension with your coloring skills? You tell me. Do you like the outcome of the card? I'd love to hear your comments, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please click that thumbs up to let YouTube know that you'd like to see more cards from me. So that completes my card for today. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching, and ciao for now. Bye.